My name is Elliot Geiger. I am the Associate Dean Academic for the Faculty of Fine Arts and Music. I also teach composition in the Melbourne Conservatorium of Music, and I've been closely involved in designing the new Music Studies major for the Bachelor of Music. The new Music Studies major within the Bachelor of Music is aimed for those students who are really interested in music and curious about the various directions that it might take them, but they might be a little bit less sure about exactly what shape that pathway is going to take. So it's a major that has a lot of different options, which are around making things happen, bringing people together and making musical projects come to life. The way that the subjects within the Music Studies major have been chosen focuses skills which are very collaborative and they're very portable. So for example, there's a subject called Music, Mind and Wellbeing, which basically explores how music enriches individuals and society. They'll learn some business skills in the business of music, arranging in the orchestration subject. And the other subject that is unique to this major is the final capstone subject, which is all about collaboration. This major is very flexible in its structure in the sense that it has more elective space than any of our other majors. So you can really sort of shape your own pathway in this major to a greater extent than in some of the others. I think the thing that excites me most about the Music Studies major is that it acknowledges for the first time the diversity of career paths that our graduates take. We've tended to assume in the past that you're either a performer or you're a composer or you're a scholar. But that actually captures only a small fraction of what our graduates actually go out into the community and do. They might lead into areas such as music therapy, possibly music education. They could also lead in directions like arts administration or arts journalism, or working with musicians in the community. Musicians, of course, were the original gig economy. Things are unpredictable, they're unstable, and the more skills that you have to deal with that diversity and that unpredictability, the better equipped you will be to face your future as a musician. The Music Studies students will be learning alongside the students in the other majors, so they'll be using the wonderful spaces here, such as the Hanson Dyer Hall, Kenneth Meyer Auditorium, some wonderful spaces for teaching and learning. There's a huge range of instruments that we have available here, for example, in percussion, in areas like early music, which have specialised instrumental needs, so there's a great variety. The other wonderful thing about the Ian Potter South Bank Centre is that it's slap bang in the middle of the arts precinct here in Melbourne, and we have a whole lot of collaborative work that we do with, for example, the Melbourne Recital Centre, the Victorian Arts Centre, and the ABC, who are all our near neighbours in various directions. I think the best part of my job is being able to expose students to ideas and particularly to music that they've never heard before, never thought about before, and see light bulbs go on. I remember teaching a first year music subject some years ago, and there was a listening test at the end where one particular piece was played and a student in the exam wrote down Monteverdi, 8th Book of Madrigals, best music ever. And I thought, my job is done. That person who hasn't encountered that composer or that music before perhaps has had a whole new direction opened up to them in terms of the music that they might be interested in and explore. And that's really what it's about. If you love music and you know you want to make it part of your life and part of your career, this pathway is for you. It's where you can really discover the wealth of potential to create for yourself a really rewarding, multifaceted musical career.